Hey, today we're going to work on this picture from Thailand, old camera. So as you see, there is the image is very flat, and we want to make it much more colorful, add much more contrast. And in that case, we are not going to try to do this in the very gentle way. We are going to have a lot of colorful vibe to be very punchy. So let's start with the black and white. Correct whites, create some sort of much more contrast, so lowering blacks, and immediately it looks much more bright and much more contrasty. So texture to get some of the details of these rocks. And now what we are going to do, we are trying to start working on this water. So right now it's just looks very muddy. So we are selecting this water with the brush. And what we are going to do, we will try to change the color of it a little bit to make it more appealing. And the other thing is I want to make sure that those reflections, those white bright reflections are going to be much more visible. So let's play with the hue. Try to find color that will be nice. So let's stick with that. There's still this violet tone in this bright area. So let's not bother with this. So let's focus on making sure that the darker areas are right color and exposure is right. So highlights, let's play with that a little. And now let's select those brighter areas and try to compensate because that violet is not what we are looking for. We are looking for having this a little like this. So let's some green, a little more blue. It looks much better right now, but let's go a little lower with the saturation. We don't want to have exact this thing to be saturated, just a glimpse of this bluish color. Okay, now let's pump up the colors, the saturation with the calibration, and as you see, it's almost immediately pump up with color. Okay, so now let's try with contrast, and as you see, when we are adding contrast, we are also adding saturation, some shadows. We want to get a little more details from these rocks. Playing with the highlights, we need to lower it a little. Maybe over here, something like this. Let's check again. It doesn't look very contrasty, so let's what we should do here. Let's dehaze a little to get a little more contrast and even a little more saturation, but let's compensate that with this slider. Okay. Now what we are going to do, I want this blue color to be a little more aqua. This is a part of bringing this picture not exactly the not exact colors, but making it a little different vibe, and that's it. It looks much better. This was the effect that I was intended to.